Thank you for checking out my first video newsletter. Before I dive into any sort of rate update or market update, new low programs, all that fun stuff, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I appreciate you, whether we've met and had coffee, talked on the phone, or we've become close friends through this fun adventure of real estate. I just want to say thank you and I appreciate you. So here we go. I'd like to take a quick second to start off to talk about two really cool new initiatives that I'm rolling out this week. First one being a call accountability group. So as real estate professionals, sales professionals, we have outbound prospecting calls that we have to make. We have to call clients, we have to call our connection, our referral sources, and sometimes those calls can be hard to make, or it can be hard to set that time aside in your schedule, and then you ultimately just forget to make those calls. So starting on Tuesday at 3 p.m., there will be a call accountability Zoom that I'm hosting. First 5 minutes will be a nice quick sales tip or wording, something you can use for your calls. Then we'll spend about 50 minutes all on Zoom, mics off, cameras on, so that you can see other people are making their calls and getting it done. After about 50 minutes of that, we'll come back at the end for a little 5-minute win session. What'd you do that was a win? What'd you do that you need to help improving on? So little call accountability. It's like a self-help group for call time. Second is a bi-weekly coaching Zoom that I'm gonna start this Thursday at 12:30. Before I was a mortgage broker, I was the sales trainer for Furniture Fair, which is a regional furniture store here, Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. And in my time there, it was my job to help train the salespeople. I was one of their top producers, so they pushed me into that role. And I was also a personal trainer beforehand, so it's in my DNA to help coach and train people. And I've done about 13 years worth of sales now. So I feel like this is an area where I can genuinely help coaching, sales, marketing, that sort of stuff. On this Thursday, we're gonna be covering 10 ways to create more clients without spending more money. If you've seen this presentation before, it is different. I added some new material in there, so you'll still get something new and refreshing watching it this time, even if you've seen it in person or on a Zoom beforehand. With that, it is gonna be different every single week, or every other week. I'll get my words right eventually. But it's gonna be different. We're gonna change it up every 2 weeks. And so yeah, Thursdays at 12:30 for that, and then Tuesdays at 3 for the call accountability group. And the links of those Zooms should be in the body of the email. Now, onto the market. Things are still holding in the mid to high 6 range on an average. Now, with that, I will say it is hugely based on your client's particular profile. I've seen rates as low as a 6.25 all the way up to an 8.125, depending on the borrower's credibility, what program we're doing, down payment assistance, all that sort of stuff. And I've seen that just in the past 2 weeks. So there's a wide range right now. On average, we're still in that mid to high 6s, but it does depend hugely just on the particular client profile. Now, overall, as a market with repricings, things like that, there's a lot going on in the world that's influencing that. With tensions in the Middle East still high, people are moving their money into safer investment strategies like bonds, things like that. That's why we've seen a huge improvement in the rates this past month, is because of those tensions. It's really sad, but whenever there's threat of a war, typically mortgage rates respond well to that. Now, on top of that, you've also got Trump continuously pushing for lower rates, push them down. We got to get this housing more affordable. But unfortunately, the president does not control the rates. And even though he's pressuring Jerome Powell, head of the Fed, to push those rates lower, he can't control that. Now, as far as the Fed goes, Jerome Powell has hinted that there may be rate cuts coming later this year. And while federal interest rates don't directly dictate mortgage rates, they do kind of correlate, and because of this consumer sentiment, it can make for a big difference because people hear that interest rates are dropping, the Fed's dropping their interest rates, they get more interested, which then makes investors invest more in those bonds because they know that's coming. So while they're not directly correlated, just the idea that the Fed is going to cut rates can help our mortgage rates, help the real estate market, of course. So on that note, he's hinted at it. Of course, they also were speculating it coming in July. Now it looks like it's probably not going to come till probably closer to September. On the real estate side of things, it does look like things could be slowly shifting towards some sort of buyer's market. It's kind of tricky right now because the higher priced homes, we are seeing pricing reductions. This is in the Kentuckiana area as well. This is nationwide, but Kentuckiana is starting to seal it as well. It started happening nationwide first. I think now it's kind of trickling into us. The higher priced homes, the second tier homes and luxury homes are seeing price reductions. They are seeing sellers concessions, things like that. Now your starter homes, your 200 to 300, those are still staying pretty stable. People are still in the market for those. But there's definitely been a slowdown of buying and the listings are creeping up. Now, here's why it's not technically a buyer's market yet, is because we still have a housing shortage. There are still not enough houses to meet the needs of the people who need houses, especially with this new generation starting to, graduate high school, get through college. There is a large percentage of a population that's going to be coming to add to that market of home buyers, and we still don't have enough houses for that. So in the meantime, we are still technically in a seller's market, but there are signs to show that it is getting easier for people to buy homes. Now, taking a look forward over the next 2 weeks, we've got a couple things coming out. We've got the jobless claims coming out, and then we've also got the core PCE inflation data. Now, that is actually what the Fed loves to look at the most whenever they're determining inflation. Depending on where these two go, we could see interest rates fluctuate up or down. Of course, no one has a crystal ball. No one knows what's going to happen. If I had to make a professional guess based off all the research and everyone that I listen to, all of my coaches, everything like that, we're probably going to stay pretty stable. We're probably not going to see anything huge in either direction. I would say we're staying in these mid to high sixes for the next foreseeable future, probably until September, whenever they've hinted at that federal rate cut. Now, at the end of the month, of course, Jerome Powell will come out and make his once a month presentation as the chair of the Fed, and we'll see what he says then. And that's it. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you have any questions, I'm always here for you. So give me a call, shoot me a text if you want something to be more, if you want me to elaborate on something a little more, you have questions. If you need help with a client, of course, I'm always here for you. Give me a holler. I appreciate you.